Welcome to the Survivor Cagayan Unofficial Aftershow. I'm your host as always, Edward Crane, and let's get started. Now, let's talk about a little thing called paranoia. Paranoia can be a dangerous thing in this game. It can eat you up and make you go crazy, make you want to do something irrational. On the opposite hand, being too comfortable makes you more vulnerable, easy to take out. Both two players are guilty of doing one of these things. LJ and Tony. So Tony's paranoid because his name came up in tribal council. What do you expect, dude? You're the leader of an alliance. That's gonna happen. Also, LJ, if you're ever comfortable in the game, that's when you need to look behind your back, and that's when you need to think who really has it. So, there was a reward challenge, and there should be a clue to the hidden immunity idol with special powers. Now, I really want Spence to win it and get the clue, and yeah. So this was pretty different. It was about beanbags and getting them from point A into like 5 different like baskets. I thought it was pretty interesting how they did it, and like it seemed pretty difficult. And the spa treatment was well earned for Tony, Jeremiah, and Spencer. So when they were getting the spa treatment, Tony is like, maybe I should try and branch out more and maybe try and do a blind side on LJ. And so that's what he talked about. Spencer and Jeremiah were not born yesterday. So they know that Tony could be totally BSing them, but they're not really in the position to do anything about it. But they're not in the position where they can just overthrow Tony. So they kind of have to say, oh, I trust you. Fingers crossed. Behind their back. So back at camp when this is all happening, Tosh was trying to talk to LJ about maybe flopping, and she was like, hey, come on and walk with me if you want to listen to what I have to say. And she got stood up. Yeah. LJ, you should always at least consider what people say to you, so that way you at least have options. That's what Tony did. Man, it seemed to be working for him. So when the immunity challenge came, it looks like Tosh won, and Tosh won. Not the brain I wanted to win, but she is a brain and on Spencer's alliance nonetheless. So by this point, I'm hoping for LJ to be blindsided. Tony is basically playing woos like, oh, LJ wants to get rid of you. And I'm a bit surprised that Woo would fall for something like that. I mean, he usually has better instincts. But, hey, if these instincts are getting him further in the game, then by all means, go with your gut. At Tribal, everyone's talking about trust and loyalty, and then Tony says, look, I work in construction, and Sarah's face was like, what? I swear, she could have, like, just flat out said, hey, he's a police officer, but Jerry's not supposed to talk, and, I was a bit, I wouldn't say surprised, but I found it ironic about him still lying about it, what he really is. And let's just say if Sarah has to choose who to win the game and Tony's still alive by then, he may be losing a jury vote or two. Especially after LJ's blindside. Yep, LJ is gone. Huge threat, and he totally didn't see it coming. Like I said, if you feel comfortable, your ass is going home, most likely. Now that LJ's gone, Tony reigns supreme. But for how long? Because he has to fall sometime, and eventually he will. Now, let's talk about LJ. LJ, you seem like a pretty cool dude. You could have won this game if you took more of a leadership role, but you kind of let Tony do the work, which, hey, doesn't put a target on your back, except from Tony. You played the game a bit too comfortably, and that was your downfall, but at least you had fun, and you got it pretty far. You made it past halfway mark. So at least you have that to be proud of. Time to X him out. Well, 8 people left, and 3 episodes left until our finale. Who's gonna win? Who do you think will win the $1 million? Tell me in the comments below. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. And see you next time on Survivor Cagayan on Official Aftershow. Have a good one.